Hello everyone, trusting you are well from wherever you are. My name is Florence. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be discussing costing in business or costing in accounting. So this is the way you as an entrepreneur calculates or works out how much each individual product, either a good or a service, costs to produce or to sell. Why is it important to cost before pricing? This is to be able to set the price of the product fairly and competitively. So generally, costing refers to the process of estimating and calculating the expenses associated with producing goods, providing services, or carrying out specific projects or activities within an organization or a business. It involves identifying and analyzing the various components that contribute to the overall expenditure, such as raw materials, labor, overhead costs, administrative expenses, and any other resources required to complete a task. Now, costing is a fundamental aspect of business management and financial analysis. Here is a comprehensive overview of the key concepts, the methods, and considerations related to costing. So let's first look at the types of costs. One, we have the direct costs, and these are the expenses directly attributable to a specific product, project, or activity, such as the raw materials and direct labor. Another type of cost is the indirect cost, also known as overhead cost, and this refers to costs that cannot be traced directly to a specific product or project, such as rent, utilities, and administrative expenses. Then we have the variable costs. Variable costs are costs that change in direct proportion to changes in production volume, like raw materials for manufacturing. Then we have the fixed cost, and this is costs that remain constant regardless of changes in production volume, such as rent and insurances. Then on another type, we have semi-variable costs. These are costs that have both fixed and variable components, like the utility bills that have a base charge plus variable usage charges. Let's take a look at the next concept of costing, and that is costing methods. There are several methods that are used in costing in business. One is job costing, and this technique is used for unique projects or customized products. Each job is treated as a separate entity and costs are assigned accordingly. Then we have process costing, and this is suited for industries with continuous production. Costs are averaged over large quantities of similar items. Then there is the activity-based costing, formerly known as ABCs. This allocates costs based on activities that drive resource consumption, providing a more accurate cost allocation. Then, how about the standard costing? Standard costing involves setting standard cost for various cost components and comparing actual cost to these predetermined standards. Then we look at marginal costing, and this focuses on analyzing the impact of changes in production volume on costs and profits. Lastly, we have the absorption costing. Absorption costing are all production costs, both direct and indirect, are absorbed into the cost of the product. Our number 3 concept is the cost elements. Okay, the first element in costing is the direct material cost, the cost of raw materials directly used in production. For example, in my business, I make balls. So the direct material costs are the raw materials like the leather that I use, the thread, and such like things. So whatever you are doing, if you are selling mandazis, what are your direct raw materials? That is the direct material cost. How much does it cost for you to buy your flour? How much does it cost to buy your salad? Like that. Then now the next element of costing is the direct labor cost. Direct labor cost is the cost of labor that is directly involved in production. So if I'm making balls, then the cost of labor, the cost involved in stitching the ball is the direct labor cost. Then there is the factory overhead cost. These are indirect costs that are related to production, such as utilities, depreciation costs, and indirect labor. Then also on the elements, we have administrative overhead cost. And these are the indirect costs that are related to general administration and management. Lastly, on that, we have selling and distribution costs. And these are expenses that are incurred in marketing, selling, and distributing your products. So on marketing, whether you're using maybe bundles or internet, the costs that are incurred in that. If you are using transportation means to get to your client, if you're making flyers, then these are selling and distribution costs that are involved. So all these costs are those that you take into allocation when you want to determine how to price your product or your service. All these are the costs that you put into consideration. Again, as an entrepreneur on costing, there is an aspect called cost control and analysis. So one, there is the variance analysis, and this is where you compare the actual costs to budgeted or standard cost to identify discrepancies and reasons behind them. Then you do the cost volume profit or CVP analysis. This is where you analyze the relationship between your costs, volume, and profit to make informed business decisions. Then there is the break-even analysis. Break-even analysis is where you determine the level of sales that is needed to cover all your costs and achieve zero profit. I appreciate you viewers for watching this video to this end. Thank you so much. Please give me a subscription if you haven't, and give this video a thumbs up. You might as well share it so it can help as many other users as possible. Okay, so now let me tackle the importance of costing. Why should you cost? Why do you need to estimate how much you make or how much it costs to produce a product or a service in your business? The first importance is that it helps you in determining your prices. So costing helps setting appropriate prices for your products and services by factoring in both direct and indirect costs as well as desired profit margins. Number 2, it helps in budgeting and planning. Businesses or organizations use costing to create budgets and allocate resources efficiently for various projects, departments, and activities. Then thirdly, it will help you in your decision making. The information assists managers in making informed decisions about resource allocation, production methods, outsourcing, and more by evaluating the cost implications of different options. Then number 4 is it helps you in performance evaluation. So comparing actual costs against estimated costs provides insights into cost control, efficiency, and areas that need improvement. Then also, it helps you in inventory valuation. And this is costing is crucial for valuing inventory accurately on the balance sheet, which in turn affects financial statements and overall financial health. And then lastly, on the importance, is the aspect of variance analysis. Organizations analyze the differences between actual costs and estimated costs or variances to understand the reasons behind any deviations and take corrective actions if necessary. That is, if you have any discrepancy in your calculations, then costing helps you to take care of that. There are pros and cons to everything we do. Anything that has a positive side must have a corresponding negative side. We have already tackled the importance of doing costing in our businesses. Now, let's tackle the challenges. What are the costing challenges? 1, there's allocating indirect costs. Assigning overhead costs accurately to products or activities can be very complicated. So that is one of the challenges you'll incur. And then also, costing for services. Costing for service-based industries can be so challenging due to intangible aspects. Like you're not dealing with direct raw materials. Services may be so hard for you to account for. So this is one of the challenges. If you are in the service-based industry, then you can have a challenge to do your costing properly. Then there is change in technology. Technological advancements can impact cost structures and allocation methods. So anytime there is a change, anytime you realize there is maybe an inflation or something, you have to go back to adjusting your costs again. So these are the challenges that you'll mainly encounter in your business while doing the costing. Another key aspect to consider in costing is the ethical consideration. And here, mostly we talk of cost manipulation. You see, when you manipulate cost for short-term benefits, it can lead to inaccurate financial reporting and unethical practices. And as a business person or an entrepreneur, once you involve yourself in unethical practices or overcharging your clients and all, then you won't grow, because you should have clients that can return, or clients that can refer you to other people that are looking for the product you're selling or the service that you're offering. So as an entrepreneur, in matters cost, you should be very ethical, you should be trustworthy, and your values and etiquette should be in line with what you're offering. So avoid manipulating your cost, because, well, it will be short term. Today you will benefit from it, you'll make excessive profits, but how about tomorrow? Will this client come back to you? Will they send other clients? No. What are the evolving trends in costing? One, we have the technology integration, and this is where there is automation and advanced software for accurate cost tracking and analysis. As a business person or an entrepreneur, I would advise you to have at least a technology in your business that helps you in costing. Actually, if you're doing the manual system, it may be okay for a short-term basis, but now in the long run, as you continue to grow with your business, the manual records may disappear, or something may happen that is not okay. Maybe you pour water, a page may tear off. So there is one of the evolving trends is the technology integration. There are so many softwares. There's the QuickBooks and all. You can use any software that you feel is comfortable in your business. Secondly, we have the sustainability costing, and this is where now you incorporate environmental and social costs into traditional costing methods. In summary, costing plays a pivotal role in resource management, decision making, and financial analysis for the business. It involves various methods, each catering to different scenarios and industries, and its accurate application contributes to a company's overall success. Now, the choice of costing method depends on the nature of the business, the level of accuracy required, and the specific goals of the cost analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This is the end of the video. Thank you for being patient and watching to the end. Now, kindly give me a thumbs up, share this video, and give me a subscription. Thank you so much for keeping on supporting my video and my channel. Until next time, bye bye.